For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he that hath care for his elect.
So Yahawah, he cared for his elect, man. The ones that we read about in 2nd Ezra being crowned, and that stood stiffly for his name, he cared for them, man.
That's right.
All right?
I'm gonna speak on that too. And that care for his elect, man, you got to know this when you're praying. Because a lot of people, you may be hesitant to pray because you feel unworthy or ashamed or dirty or you don't know what to say. You got to remember this, man, when you praying to your Father. It was a time where he didn't hear us. And he said that was his intention to not hear us, man. Now it's his intention to hear us. And you gotta remember that. Like when you're praying, when you're asking him for things according to his will, not money and things like that. If you ask for a car, you ask for money, ask for it according to his will so you can do his work. But ask for things pertaining to the kingdom, like wisdom, more courage to do the work. You know, diligence, discipline, valor, integrity, endurance, all the things that deal with the mind. And also even carnal things, man. The Lord will bless you with that.
Right? And that word integrity says a lot, because how you present yourself as a man of the Lord. You know, you have to present yourself as a man of integrity. You can't be running around here like acting like a nigga.
Right.
You know? It takes responsibility. As, you know what I'm saying? Imagine Yahawah walking the earth, what type of mannerism of being he was walking the earth. You know? That's the integrity, that's the model we're supposed to live by. You know?
Hey, so like there was a job I was just working for. Not there anymore. Esau on some bullshit. But when I first started working there, what they told me was, hey man, you work for us now. So say for you go out there and you get locked up. You're going to have to report it to us. Why? Because you represent us now. That bullshit ass store said I represent them out here in the streets now. So I had to carry myself a certain way, which I already did carry myself a certain way. You know what I mean though? So that's small business compared to Yahawah's business. You know? And we represent him here. We his representatives. You know, so if we got doubt on us, you know, that's what people seeing. You know what I'm saying? Or being a nigga, you know, being black, saying that the Lord was a black extremist. No, he wasn't. Because you look up a black extremist, they were against segregation, and the Lord is for segregation. So he wasn't a black extremist. He didn't believe in being black. He believed in being a child of Yahawah, an Israelite.
Just imagine with us waking up right now if they would bring back the segregation laws.
Yeah.
That shit'll be crazy. You feel me? It'll be so crazy, because imagine at that point in time when you would have even more people wake up, because they would see the natural state of Esau. Because you gotta understand, segregation was only like 50, 60 years ago, but people still already act like they forgot how wicked Esau is.
My grandmother and my uncle, they tell me stories about times of segregation. How they lived in fear. It's just a fear that I've never seen on a person before.
Man, my father told me you ain't never experienced nothing until you experience that you might die just for taking up for yourself.
Yeah.
You might get put just for sticking up for yourself.
Yeah.
You might get put to death. That's crazy.
That's what
we do. Hey, not like this. Like you bumping this, walking to somebody in the street, they look at you wrong, and you stand up like, what's up? That's two men going at it.
Yeah.
But you feeling less of a man to another man, because that's the way they present it to you. And if you don't respect their authority, you're gonna get put to death. Yep. That's the things my father was telling me about.
That's why I lost my job. But put me under him.
But in the kingdom, you know what I'm saying, they don't respect what's been put out, they're gonna be put to death. Esau, these other heathen nations, man. Because what the Lord Yahawah said in Luke, it says, he that don't want me to reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me.
Right, and the beautiful part is, when Esau was in Edom, they had that wicked spirit on them. But the thing is, the Lord enhanced your prideful ass spirit. He's making y'all perfectly prideful. So when the kingdom going, you're going to keep that prideful spirit.
That's going to be the torment right there.
You can be a prideful slave.
That's going to be the torment. Can you imagine
Jerry put me in check.
First day
Hey, so you got the prideful Jakes out here. The women, they give them blonde hair and stuff. Esau gonna wear fro wigs and stuff like that. There's gonna be so much self-hatred for Esau.
They real shit gonna be trying to
You see him, bro? He's trying to wear dreads and stuff now. Wait for the kingdom, boy. They ain't gonna try to lose all types of identity, boy.
Fuck the tent bed, they hopping in the oven.
Can you imagine him having all that pride in a righteous situation? He's gonna pretty much after 1,000 years, and them being put to death is really being merciful. That's their rest.
Right, man.
You know, that's their rest because you can't have a righteous kingdom with a bunch of wicked motherfuckers running around. It's just like they're gonna, you know, but they're gonna have to go through that 1,000 years of torment. And now the righteousness, that's crazy when righteousness is going to be torment to an individual.
Right now, the wickedness is torment to the righteous.
God.
Ooh. Flip.
Ooh, it's going to flip.
Hey, so it was
1,000-fold.
It was this clip in Dragon Ball Z, right? So it's what's the name? Frieza. So Frieza was in hell, but his hell was like just teddy bears and shit running around. You know
it was joy. Joy and happiness was his hell.
Joy and happiness.
Hey, Esau torment Jake just gonna be walking around free, running everything, man. Blood gonna be boiling this shit. Who let him in? Mad as hell, man.
Like you said, when Esau looking at you, it's not good attention.
It's not good attention, man. At all.
It's like Mazan just said.
Oh yeah, got it right.
The Most High, Yahawah Shai, it's just like, all right. Now you got like people that run in the streets selling drugs and stuff, right? You might sell to an undercover, and they building a case on you, right?
I got you.
Well, down if you do it at the beach, they'll let you sell the undercovers like 5 or 6 times, and then when you go to jail, think you got 1 sales charge, you be now to have 10 sales charges. They just building up a case on you, so they can lock your ass up forever. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's the point that Mazan just brought out. The Most High is building up a case on Esau.
Yep. As they building the case on us, the Lord building the case on them. And yeah, he did it since he brought them out in 586 BC.
And they became our accusers.
Yep. And they have nothing in it. So he had to give them the world and spread them out throughout the 4 corners of the earth.
What is that in Jeremiah?
To embolden their pride, embolden their wickedness, you know, embolden their beliefs around the world, so the whole world would be wicked.
That'd be funny as shit.
I got a precept.
Let's go.
It's Job chapter 20 verse 15. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again.
So Esau swallowed down riches, these banking elite families, right? They stole all these riches, but they're gonna vomit them up again, man. Keep going.
The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of asp. The viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the flood, the brooks of honey and butter. Right. Hey, the scriptures say, in the place where it was said, ye are not my people, there you should be called what? The children of the Most High. Alright, why? Because the same way these nations called us bywords and proverbs, niggas, spics, and all that, in the kingdom they're going to say king, master, child of Yahawah. They're going to tell you by definition who you are. No more secrecy. Alright, go ahead. Verse 18. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. Right, the whole world. They restored. They labored to take the whole world. Job 9:24. You know, and they're going to give it up. There's going to be a big stick up when Yahawah and the angels show up. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not.
God, and these people that's on the sign is considered the poor, man. All right, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, man. All right, they took, you know, around the time of 70 AD with Titus, the Ark of Titus, you can see it to where they took all our belongings and things, man, out of Jerusalem, man.
And they took us.
They took us.
You gotta say it, man. I know you're feeling it.
No, I'm just thinking about who I was thinking about.
Yeah, they said, I'm gonna say it. They took us, basically. That's the house that they didn't build. They built without hands, right?
I wasn't even thinking like that.
But they took us.
Damn.
And what
and the physical thing. You know?
And what did they say? We offended not because they sinned against the Lord. That's a matter of fact.
Who's that?
I got that. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 6. It says, "My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them ways on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place."
So, you know what I'm saying, our people, all right, these shepherds, all right, you have 2/3 of our people that's leading our people astray, man. All right? And then leading them to other councils and other foundations that's not of Yahawah. All right?
Which is set up by Esau, so-called white man. This system is set up right now as part of their mountain, their government. All right, going from the EU, NATO, America, you know. So that's their government, that's their foundation for the New World Order. All right? And it says, "All that found them have devoured them, and their adversary said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord of hope of their fathers." So basically that's what these other nations are saying. They're going to, especially Esau, going to the Most High as our accuser, saying, "Hey, are these supposed to be your people? Well, look what they're doing. They're not going by your laws, statutes, and commandments. So what have we done wrong?" You know what I'm saying? They're building the case against us, and the Most High like, "Oh yeah, that's how you view it?" And he's building the case against them to destroy all the idols of these other nations, man. Destroy the gods of these other nations. Destroy the mountains of these other nations. All right, you said he shall devour these other nations through the hands of his people Israel. We are his battle axe, man.
Oh, we can bring this out there. Yeah, that was the move. Yeah, bring this out, make it closer, you know.
Exodus chapter 21, verse 16.
Unless you want to bring those out, you know, rock out.
"And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death."
So Esau has stolen these people, all right, that's on his sign, our people, all right, and we still found in his hand. So when Yahawah come back, they're going to be put to, these damn Edomites going to pay, they're going to pay for everything that they have done unto the children of Israel.
Right, it's like a magic trick. You know, you say, "Hey, who put that in your hand?" You're like, "Oh, how did I get in my hand?" Yeah, Yahawah put us in your hand. You know?
The world is given into the hand of the wicked.
It's given. So he can set you up to be the wicked.
Because, you know, if we chunk up that cup of slavery, y'all portion is going to be double.
Y'all open a drown.
Yeah.
He had it written.
Waterboarding.
He had it written for a wicked nation to be ruling at the end. He made you, so-called white people, that nation. He could have made Persia that nation. He could have made the Africans that nation, but he chose to make you that nation.
And the symbolic thing from that was Jacob holding the heel of Esau.
And go ahead. He creating them to be the wicked. He's literally doing that now. He's still creating the creator. And he creating us to be his children. He creating us to be a nation in general.
Yes.
Because we wasn't a nation at first. You know, from Adam all the way to Abraham. You know, we wasn't a nation yet.
Right.
Until we came out of Egypt.
Yes.
And that's when he built us. You know, the 12 sons of Jacob.
Yes.
But then after that, we still wasn't a nation. How you going to create a nation? Then he got to give us the laws. And then he got to give us his spirit. Now he got to give us his plan. And that's when he gave us his will. He told us the things before they happen. And that's how you know our God is true. You know, he'll tell us things before they happen. That's what he's been doing since the beginning of time. He said, "I'm going to show you that I exist. I'm about to bring the Babylonians in there. And they're going to do this, and this. And that everything we see today, he said what? He spoke it 4 times. You know, from the beginning. And it's being manifested today. I already read with him about that.
Oh, in Ezekiel, it just has
good, right?
Alright, this is Ezekiel, just going off what you said in him freeing us as a nation. Alright, it says Ezekiel 15:3. "And say, thus saith the Lord, Yahawah, unto Jerusalem, thy birth and thy nativity is of the land of Canaan. Thy father was an Amorite, thy mother a Hittite. As for thy nativity, in the day that thou was born, thy navel was not cut, neither was thy washed in water to supply thee. Thou was not salted at all, nor swaddled at all.
Right.
None eye pitied thee to do any of these unto thee, to have compassion upon thee, but thou was cast unto the open field not loathing to the loathing of thy person in the day that thou was born.
If you want to understand that, go ahead. You can think about Moses.
Son.
You know?
And that's basically when you say we weren't a nation, so we came out of Egypt. That's basically why I was bringing that out.
That's right, man.
So in fact, we were unswaddled, meaning we didn't have all the laws and statutes and commandments, and we weren't abiding by them. And so our navel wasn't cut. We had no nourishment of the word.
Right.
So what he did, that's how he established as a people, through his word.
That's right. And we were naked.
Naked.
And babes.
And babes.
You know? All right, go ahead.
It's crazy. Just like
Good.
no, so just like a child, children they like to you know do bad stuff. And the first thing we did when we came out of Egypt was make a calf out of gold, and then they was worshiping it.
Yeah.
All right, and that was just very, very childish. They saw the power and the mightiness of Yahawah Shem Yahushua.
But just so we were babes though.
Right.
Babies do immature shit.
Super
like
immature
that.
shit.
You tell a baby stop it when you turn your back. They
made it go off.
like, you know?
Yeah.
Let me some more on this. It says
We were made to go off.
Ezekiel 15:5. I knew it was coming. It says, none I pitied thee to do any of these to thee, to have compassion upon thee, but thou wast cast out into the open field to the loathing of thy person in the day that thou was born. When I passed by thee and saw thee polluted in thy own blood, I said unto thee, when thou wast in thy blood, live. Yea, I said unto thee, when thou wast in thy blood, live. I have caused thee to multiply as the bud of the field, and thou hast increased and waxen great, and thou art come to an excellent ornament. Thy breasts are fashioned, and thine hair is grown, whereas thou was naked and bare.
So it says the hair is fashioned, the breasts are grown, because why? Israel is like a delicate, tender woman unto Yahawah Shem Yahushua. So he made us great amongst these nations, because while we was few amongst them, man. But the Lord made us a great nation, man. All right? And he's still building us up.
Yeah, he's right. All right, let's go ahead and end it. Even if it's a clip, we're going to go over here and get out the sun.
Last verse. This is Sirach chapter 3.